and welcome back to my channel. I'm Teresa, if you've never seen me before, and welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. Today I'm going to be attempting a 24-hour reading challenge, which I've never done before on this channel, or at all in general. I must read for 24 hours, which I must set on a stopwatch. This is not going to be consecutively because I do not have that willpower in me at this time, and I want to go to sleep at a reasonable hour. Also, within these 24 hours, I want to see how many Christmas romances I can read. So I have 3 on deck as of right now, and we'll see if we can get to any more. I've read 28 books so far, so if I can at least get 2 more books in before the end of the year, that'll be 30 books, and that will be the most books I've ever read in a year. So, very excited for this. So let's get to reading. Hello, it is the next day and I officially just hit the 4-hour reading mark of reading In the Holidays by Christina Lauren. I've not given any of my thoughts so far, but I'm almost done, I think. That's how much I have left in it. I read this book physically, I think for like 3 hours, and then this morning I found the audiobook on Spotify Premium, which I love how there's so many audiobooks on Spotify Premium. It's so nice. But I just like listened to that when I was like getting ready and eating breakfast, and that helped me get in, I think, like another hour of reading. But it's basically Summer I Turned Pretty vibes during the holidays, with the characters being a little less insufferable. There's 2 brothers and 1 girl. Her name is Malin, and then the 2 brothers that her family vacations with are Andrew and Theo, but they don't really develop the character of Theo at all, and she's just obsessed with Andrew the entire time. But I am liking the holiday vibes, and I'm enjoying this challenge so far because I haven't had a challenge to like read as much as I can in one day ever, and last night I read for like 3 hours or something, and that was so fun. And it's so fun like having an immersive Christmas read because it's making me excited for Christmas and being with my family. Basically, she's stuck in a time loop of the days leading up to Christmas, and like in the movie Groundhog Day, but it's kind of funny because she's never seen the movie Groundhog Day in the book, so she just thinks she has no context for what's really happening to her, and that's always a fun trope, you know? So just turn your brain off, Christmas read, and I'll update you when I finish it. Okay, I wanted to update. I finished In the Holidays by Christina Lauren. I'm gonna rate it 3 stars. It was perfectly enjoyable. I had a good time reading it. I feel like listening to an audiobook kind of takes away from the story a little bit because I feel like I'm just able to like imagine it better when it's me reading it, but I did listen to it a lot on audiobook because I was filming a different video about DIY holiday gifts. Right now I'm at 5 hours and 25 minutes for reading, 19 hours to go. Okay, I'm 25% of the way into A Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh, and I officially hit the 7-hour mark in this challenge. But this book is eating so far, and I haven't felt this way about a book in a long time. I feel like I've just been kind of muddling through a lot of books lately, but it's the premise I love. It's about 2 people who are friends and they live in Chicago, but they're from Ireland, and every Christmas they have the same flight back to Ireland, but they don't really see each other that much outside of the flight. And then when they're gonna have their flight home for Christmas, there's a huge storm across the ocean, and so then they decide to fly to Buenos Aires and then Paris and then Dublin to get back to Ireland. And since it's like friends to lovers, they're like bickering, and I'm kind of eating it up. I love a friends to lovers, and I love a rom-com. The girl in the book, her name is Molly. She's a lawyer and she hates her job and she like wants to get a new one, but so she's kind of in the I don't know what I want to do with my life phase, but she's very like type A, so I'm relating a lot to her, let's just say. And then the guy's name is Andrew, which is the same as in the Holidays. So 2nd book in a row that has the love interest named Andrew, so that's interesting. It's gonna take me like 4 more hours to read, and then I'll be able to move on to another book that I'll keep on updating. It is the 4th consecutive day of this challenge, and I am now at 12 hours and 32 minutes, so just about halfway there. I'm really hoping to post this video in 3 days, so I'm going to be locking in. And I finally finished Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh. Loved it, honestly. Easy 5 stars. I felt so attached to the characters. It was perfect, honestly. It's one of those books where you want to recommend it to other people, so that's just an easy sign of a 5-star read for me. And it's kind of told in the style of, I don't know if you've seen the movie When Harry Met Sally, but in that movie, like, those two characters are friends first and they hate each other at first, and it's throughout the movie it's flashing back to every time they met up before they like became friends. And in this book it's kind of told in the same style as that, but with plane flights. So these two characters always travel to Ireland together, and so every time they meet up before the plot of the book begins is in an airport. And I just feel like that's the number one level of friendship, is when you can have fun in the airport with someone, because that's probably the worst place on earth, let's be honest. And so the fact that these two characters like start their bond through an airport, I just loved. There's this one quote in the book where Molly, she says, "In that moment, I think I would have taken a 20-hour delay so long as I got to spend it with him." And that's just how you know it's like, that's your person right there. But I just loaded up One Day in December by Josie Silver on my Kindle, more specifically the sample. So I'm planning on reading the sample and then finishing an audiobook just to get a lot of more reading done, because I want to go for a walk, I want to bake some cookies, so hopefully I'll be able to listen to a lot of it in the next 2 days. So I'm about 18 and a half hours into this challenge, and I have about 5.5 hours left in the audiobook of One Day in December. I am so confused on how I have so much left, because it feels like so much has happened, and it feels like this should be the climax and like the act 3 of the book. Let me explain. The book starts out with the main character, Laurie, kind of like roasting the movie Love Actually, and especially like the part in the movie where a girl gets married to a guy and then his best friend confesses his love for her, and it's the part where he like holds up the sign and he's like saying "I love you," and she's like roasting that. She's saying like, what a terrible best friend. She pulls up at a bus stop and she falls in love with at first sight with the guy that she sees at the bus stop, and she vows like she has to find him because she senses this mutual connection between them. Come to find out, her best friend shows up with him as her date, and she realizes she can never say anything because her best friend is so in love with this guy and she doesn't want to like ruin it for them, and so she basically just decides to lie to her and pretend that she has never met him. And this book, especially the audiobook and the way it's being narrated, it's literally a soap opera. I'm finding the characters kind of hard to root for, especially at the halfway mark, as I am 50% into the book right now. I don't really know. I don't know about this one. I'm definitely gonna finish it because I'm definitely entertained. It's also like a bit deeper than I thought a Christmas romance was gonna go into. I was just thinking it was gonna be like light escapism, and it's more moody than that. So I'm going to try and finish this today and then tell you what I think about it. I'm back and I've officially hit the 24-hour mark of this challenge, and I have finished all 3 books. The last one was One Day in December. I just finished that today on audiobook. I'm going to rate it 2.75 stars, which I feel kind of bad about because the writing style was actually really good and the author was really good, but it was not my story, and the characters, I was saying before, like they just were rage bait. Like they're making such questionable decisions, especially because it was told from 2 separate POVs, Laurie and Jack, and it's told over the span of 10 years all throughout the year. So it's not just really a Christmas book, honestly. I don't really consider it a Christmas book at all, but I did not like Jack as a love interest or as a person, so I didn't like his POV that much. I did really like Sarah, Laurie's best friend, and I honestly wish the book was about her because I liked her so much better. But I liked the audiobook especially because the actors were really good. So I don't regret reading it or anything. It just wasn't my thing. But yeah, thank you for tuning into this challenge, and I'm definitely going to be posting more book videos and challenge videos in the new year, so subscribe. I'll be back with more Vlogmas uploads soon.